You know, in recent surveys, 80% of the Western world believes that there's life after death. That number goes to nearly 100% in the Eastern world. I mean, people believe in life after death. People might believe in a cycle of reincarnation or a final judgment, but most of the world believes in life after death. Now, historically, that's incredible. But recently, these new atheists are crying out and saying that based on what they call reductive materialism, that this is nonsense, that the material realm is all there is. Material stuff is all there is. There is no material, or I should say immaterial world, so therefore there is, by definition, no afterlife, no ethereal, no metaphysical realm. Now, I think it's really incredible to look at that and say, why throughout history have 80% of the Western world, 100% of the Eastern world believed in life after death? Is there something more than the material? And I grabbed some Socrates here, and there's also another great book out there recently by Dinesh D'Souza on the reality, the evidence for life after death. But Socrates put it this way when he was looking at the reality of physical versus metaphysical. Socrates says, we humans are made up of two kinds of stuff. We are made up of material stuff like arms and legs, and we're made up of immaterial stuff like thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and most importantly, ideas. You see, there's a big difference, I believe, between brain, right, the instinctual, the firing synapses, the neurological system, and mind, the thing that transcends the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the conscience, the what we ought to do in a given situation versus what our instincts say we should do. Isn't there something more that makes up who we are? And I like to look at something like a CD, right? If I take a CD that I'm popping into my computer, that piece, that thing weighs about an ounce, and I can destroy it, I can break it, I can burn it. But I can load it with a bunch of immaterial information, right? The code that makes that CD valuable in my computer system. Now, when I burn that CD or destroy it or smash it, what happens to that unseen information? Well, people would argue that that unseen information, that code also goes away because it was housed on that CD. But does it really go away? What is information? What is code? What is language? What is this ethereal concept, this metaphysical concept of information? I would argue that it's no different with us, and if you look at recent studies in neuroscience, I would argue that brain and mind are separate. Or in historical terms, brain and soul, or brain and spirit. These are things that transcend our arms and our legs. And I think it's powerful evidence that there must be something after death.